checking connection. Anyway, good morning. Anyway, I'm talking about and I don't have any of my tools, do I?
That's okay. What's his name?
Thomas Worthland. So he's
Thomas Worthland.
He's got some heritage.
Yes, but he's probably the Worthland.
Yeah, both sides.
It just goes to show that your heritage doesn't keep you in church.
Well, he's back.
Right.
And he has done a ton. He realized as a teenager that he is highly spiritual. But he, go ahead and start with your balls. Anyway, he discovered that he just went about kind of with lots of different spirituality. God, you cannot even see me. I think I need to go back a little further. Okay. Anyway, he's got a course called the Transformation of Faith, I think. I may be wrong on that one. But in it, he talks about, at least I'm in the middle of it, and the podcast is, gosh, my brain, it's just not there today. Maybe it's because I'm a year older. These guys laugh.
Birthdays are hard on that.
Yeah, birthdays are hard on us, aren't they?
And I even had a sticky note pasted by my computer.
Oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't. You don't really want to know these things, right? So anyway, this podcast is so, it talks about, faith, but he talks about how faith for him has become not, what the question was asked, well, we pray and we want this outcome. And if we have great faith, then we get that outcome. But that's not what faith is.
That's not what
No, right?
No.
That's our hopes and our prayers.
Yeah.
But if we pray for this and it doesn't happen, then did we not have enough faith? And that's some of the times what we question ourselves. And so the course is kind of becoming contemplative about our relationship with our Savior, Jesus Christ, and God, and sitting with that aspect. And anyway, I've been really impressed with it. I'll send you a link.
Yeah. Oh, please do.
And I'll include it here for those of you that want. But I was just been really, I heard it on Leading Saints is the first one, but he's gone much deeper into the course on this one. And I've been looking for a course, but where am I going to go now, right, with my yoga study? And I just haven't found anything that's really kind of, maybe kind of a thing. And this one's like, I want to do this. So anyway, we'll see. But it is much more of a meditation. It's much more of that kind of a course. I find that we go along, we're doing great, and then something happens, life, something. And we find ourselves reacting the same way, but it's a different circumstance. Does that even make sense? It's like those habits of how we react, and I just have become more and more mindful of those in my life, and I'm like, wow, I don't really want to keep coming here, And so anyway, go ahead and close your eyes. You've got one foot probably on a ball. Keep it there, but don't move it. Just hold it. We moved last week with our breath. We're going to still move with our breath this week. It's our last week of staying in the chair and really not getting down onto the floor. But you are also welcome to get on the floor if you want. It is also, it's the last day of March. We go into April. There is an excitement that always builds in me this week before Easter, before our LDS General Conference. The opportunity to, again, hear a prophet's voice speak to us. So all of those thoughts kind of percolate through your brain as you're just sitting still. When I took my very first mindfulness course, the MBSR course, I knew that I could kind of do a meditation and be mindful while I was on my yoga mat. And that has taught me that this yoga mat that we have set out here is just our practice mat for life. And then the earth becomes our practice mat. And I knew that. And I appreciated that I could practice yoga everywhere. But for some reason, meditation was here and yoga was here. It's opposite ends of the spectrum. And slowly I became to understand as we did mindful practices that were walking mindfulness, eating mindfulness, in the kitchen working mindfulness. I came to understand that this mindfulness, this awareness, this recognizing what my body and what my brain is thinking in any circumstance kept me present, kept me here. And here is the only place that I can do something about. I can't do anything about past other than I can make recompense if I did something wrong, right? And there's really not much I can prepare for the future, but I can't really live it until it comes. And so right now, how am I feeling? How am I responding to how I feel? What am I doing about it? Do I numb because I just don't want to have to think about it? Do I just work hard because I'm trying to get all that stuff done? Or do I pause and go, how do I feel? Because when I am here in the present, right here, right now, that's when I really can become my true self and let my true self shine through and see the good in others, even if the circumstance might not be really good. So as we just sit for a moment, and honestly, we've only been here a minute. It feels like forever sometimes. Breathing. And then go ahead. Guys, good morning. So it's with you, some of that kind of stuff. How do I, right? Go ahead, change the ball to the other foot. Looking for sore places. You guys know this, okay? One of the things we're going to focus on is what my body's doing, okay? This is yoga. We focus, we turn in and pay attention. Right now, what is my body doing? If I think I'm doing squats, am I doing squats? Well, right, am I doing them in a manner that's going to harm me or help me? And so that's kind of where we're going today with this a little bit of this opposition, a little of this awareness, okay? I had a class yesterday that I taught, and I had this analogy come to mind, okay? How many of you have heard stringed instruments played? Have any of you had kids that have played stringed instruments? Okay. I haven't had kids that have played with them. But We know that we have to tune it. Have you ever listened to strings that aren't taut? Oh, that's some of the screechiest sounds ever, right? The moaning that happens. So if you've listened to that, you know that you tighten the strings, but then you can get them over tight, which is almost worse than under tight, if that is even possible, right? But when they are just perfectly taut, right? Perfectly tuned, the tone, and my favorite stringed instrument is the cello. I love that low sound, okay? So as we practice today, where do we tune our body? How do we get that most gorgeous, rich sound that just envelops us? Or are we screechy or really wobbly? Yeah, so we're gonna kind of try and find where that is today for us. Go ahead and you can finish with, that's kind of all we're gonna do with our balls today. And I'm gonna actually, that might slide off to the side. Go ahead and just roll through your shoulders. Using your breath, make as big a movement as you can. And you can actually take this into your spine as well, okay? We're not in a rush. We're moving through this body, right? Go ahead and at the same time, maybe you can lift the heels up and plant them down. And lift them up if you want. Just to take your mind away from, just try and move with your eyes closed for a moment. I love doing this. How do my shoulders go back? How do they lift up and forward? How does my back feel when I do those? Yeah. Can I reverse that motion? And which is the one I like the best, the forward or the back? Okay. I want an answer to that one. Which do you like best?
The back is easier.
The back is easier. This is a harder movement. For some of us, this might be easier. Now, plant your hands on your thighs or your forearms, sorry, not your hands, and just let your head hang so your gaze is at the floor. And then just kind of one shoulder forward, then the other forward. So you're gonna be going side to side. And you can look, there is no right or wrong here, but I want you to feel the stretch in the low back, yes? Down through the sacrum. And if it feels so good, stay one side and just kind of roll, almost like you've got that ball and it's rolling around on that one side because of your movements back and forth. And then come to the other side. When you're ready, you might stay longer. You might kind of go, nope. I can do this a little bit longer. And then maybe it starts to go into more of a cat-cow. Your forearms are still on your thighs. When we put our forearms on our thigh, we've shrunk our range of motion to a smaller place. So go ahead and just curl it and round it and curl it and round it. Yeah, finding that movement. And then go ahead and pull up, rounding, sit back in your chair. I know, I don't rarely let you do this. Let your back come against the chair and then just kind of open and close like you're leaning against the chair. Open and close. This is a bigger range of motion on your spine. And then come all the way to your seat. Okay, and then we're going to go side to side. So go ahead and just here. You can take an arm out if you want. You can let it down and just go side. Maybe that feels really good. And then just kind of forward and back with your shoulders in a little bit of a twist. Finding that rib cage. Yeah, that waistline. So the mic that I got, I ordered the wrong thing. Now we're back to the square one. It'll come. It's that mindfulness. It's okay. I'm learning so much. Go ahead and see if you can hold it over here. Hand on thigh, hand on chair, and then just curl it down. You're not going to be able to go very far. and roll it up. And curl it down. You'll feel yourself get to a place and it's just like, I'm stopped. Inhale back up and back down. And then come around and come up. Let's do the other side. Just over. Oh, first of it, just feel that stretch. And then maybe an arm goes, right? And then again. Yeah. And then hand in hand, take a little bit of a twist. You can come in and out of that one. So it's like you pull your shoulders square to the front of the room, square to the side of the room. Don't even worry about where the hips are and the legs are right now. We're just moving. We're moving so gently that that's really not going to matter. And then stay here and round and unround and round and unround. Hopefully creating within. Okay, this is kind of how we warm up our strings. Okay, a cold violin is another detriment to the sound that can be made and then come all the way forward. They will store the violins not in their cars, but in their homes that are warm, right? And they warm them up before. And then just pause. Feel what you've created just in this area, maybe to the shoulders, not much in the feet and the legs at all. And then go ahead and reach the arms up. Take a lean forward. Hands on the thighs, roll it back. This is our sun salutation, and inhale up. Let's move with our breath. Inhale. Use the whole inhale. Exhale. Hands on the thighs, inhale, just hold still. And exhale, curl back. Inhale, unwind. And exhale. Really try to move your breath. I can't see my arms. Inhale up. Exhale in. Hands on the thighs, inhale again. Exhale. Inhale all the way up and exhale. Go ahead, 5 more, your breath, move. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So twice through that sequence, you have the opportunity to just pause. Once on an inhale, once on an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on the thighs, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So trying when we focus on, so when I cue it, I'm right there present, okay? My mind can't go anywhere else. If it does, you'll notice that I get off cue. I start cueing wrong because I'm then moving and thinking, right? Oftentimes when a teacher is telling you what to do and you are moving, okay, your mind can go and you're not. So this, we're gonna do 2 rounds, just 2 rounds. I want you to experiment with this, where you're saying inhale and exhale to yourself and watch how it brings you right here. It's one of the key things that will help keep us present, right? Okay, here we go. Everybody's talking, you're gonna hear words. Anyway, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Can you feel the difference of being present? So finding that action. So if you're working at home and you find you're just moving stuff, you're not really paying attention to what, I listen to podcasts all the time, or I have music on and I'm singing or something. But for moments, just for a couple moments, practice, I'm gonna be really present with what I'm doing, even if it's chopping veggies, right? Or taking a drink, or studying in my scriptures. Where am I? Try to practice coming and being here, because this is the only thing I can change. This is the only thing I can do right now. Okay, is change what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. Okay, so as you practice, go ahead and we'll just we're kind of playing with that. We're just kind of, oh, sorry, Tina, I didn't get that one all the way down. No, you have to pull the string, and it's one goes up and one, take it all the way down. There you go. I thought I looked at the chairs and had pulled them enough forward. She's like, I've got this light right in my eyes. Good job.
Well, it's coming farther north all the time.
Yeah, I know. Pretty soon it'll be coming this way. All righty. Okay, so grab your straps. We're going to kind of do the same thing with our breath. So often, and you know that even I do this. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Even I do this where, it's like, well, how many repetitions do I want to do? What's the very best thing to do? Okay, I want you to feel what your body should do. When it starts to burn, one more repetition. One more repetition. Okay, so I want you to know that's what we're telling our body. When it starts to burn, only one more repetition, and honor that. Not a push to go a little further because you might get stronger or more flexible, okay? So go ahead and we're starting with our shoulders. We're gonna do the exact same ones we did last week, okay? There is no pulling out on this first one. We're just going up and down. The inhale is up, the exhale is down. The inhale is up, the exhale is down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. Notice we could go here quite a while, couldn't we? Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. We're going to make it just a little harder. Inhale, pulse, and then up. Pulse, and then down. Pulse, and then down. Pulse, and then halfway up. Pulse, and then all the way up. Pulse, and then halfway down. Pulse, and then all the way down. Pulse, and halfway up. Arms burning yet? Up. Mine are just starting to get there. Yeah. You guys are amazing. And down. And up. And up. And down. And down. And up. And up. And down. And down. And then hold. Okay. I can feel they've worked, but they really didn't get to that burn state, did they? Okay.
I felt the moment.
Yeah, I felt a moment of just kind of like, oh, they're starting, but it's like I could still go. Okay. It's good too. Yeah. Roll through those shoulders. Okay. Here we go. They're coming up. We're gonna pull just slightly. Exact same thing. Okay. Pulse. Pulse. Pulling, pulse, pulse. Try to pull them with your shoulders up. Pull, pull, pull. Burning yet? Pull, pull. It's a little different movement. Pull, pull. Pull, Did it get tight? Sore? Okay, one more round. Here, 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 down, and release. Yeah.
I felt the most secure in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Right through here, the deltoid muscle. Yeah. Because we're going this way with it. Okay. So for me, that was actually this just got really boring to me. Didn't to you? Yeah. The little bit of a pull adds some interest, adds a little bit. It's such an amazing thing working with the body. Okay, so we're gonna take it into our feet. So I know that these straps get stuck, so try and find this flat place and put it on the ball of your foot. Okay. Yeah, just let the foot rest for a sec, okay? So you want to be able to sit up straight and have straight arms. And then we are going to actually bend the arms and pull the elbows towards our side, okay? And then we're just gonna pick up our foot. Straight out to the side. It's gonna, I have been working on ways to get into our hips. So we're going slow with the breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I feel this more in my arms than my leg. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Inside of my thigh.
Inside of your thighs getting into your breath. Yeah. Okay, now little pulses. Yeah. Anybody's quads starting to burn? Not the top of your thigh at all. Bend your knee a little more. Bend the knee inside. Yeah, it's straight but slightly bent. There you go. So when we lock our knee, go ahead and release. When we go and lock out the knee, we're not using muscle. The minute you put that little bend in there, then that muscle's doing the work. Okay. All right, change legs. Just keep it right down there and put it on the other side. So understanding that about ourselves, do I lock into my knees or do I use the muscle? Okay. Straight arms and then pull them in. You're trying to sit as straight as you can. The leg comes up. We're going inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale. You start to feel it a little bit. Yes. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. And then hold here. Little pulses. I'm amazed at how fast that goes from I could do this forever to, oh, I'm burning. Yeah, finding that burn, okay? Pushing. Now the thing that this strap does and creates for us is a push away and a pull in. Yeah, and honor yourself one more time and lower it down. Release the strap and just wiggle through those legs, okay? We're gonna come back in because we want to use the muscles, okay? To play the instrument, the strings, I want you to think of a reach that pushed into the strap and the strap pulling back as tightening the string. Okay, does that make sense? So we want to try and find that in a lot of different things today so that we can play our bodies. We know that some people are really good at playing the cello and others are not, and that it takes practice. It's the same thing with our bodies. It takes practice, okay? But when we are focusing on that idea of pushing one direction and having that push and pull, that opposition, okay? Why does opposition make us so much better to go through opposition in life versus just have everything hunky-dory, right? We're better having gone through the tough stuff because it requires us to push through. That's the same thing with our bodies. It's the same thing with our muscles. And it's getting warm in here already. Yeah, I felt the heat flip on. It was down low. I think I'm gonna have to just reset it. Okay, so back to our arms, okay? See if you can just take them, not quite here, but not all the way overhead, about 45 degrees down between, right? And then see if you can turn its palms out and you're gonna pull it as wide as you can go, okay? You're not gonna bring the arms down here, they're still staying up, okay? This is gonna be shoulder work. I'd like you to bend your elbows slightly and just put, yeah! The minute that we're out of the joint, it's like, whoa, baby. We're not pulsing, we're just stretching in two directions. See how tall you can sit. Notice that the chest starts to lift as the shoulders move back. Let it come up over your head just a little bit. Think of your armpits stretching wide. Take a deep inhale. And then slowly release and bring it down. And roll through those shoulders. Okay. So trying to understand, do I just, when I move, I'm moving my own set way. This is the way I've always moved. We all have our own gait. I watched my daughter walk the other day and I'm like, wow, she walks just like me. That's how I walk. Okay, now come here, straight forward. You're gonna again turn the strap so that the thumbs face down, the palms face out. It is an inner rotation to that anterior deltoid. And then pull it wide, okay? Just feel that resistance and then bend your elbows slightly. Then see if you can pull the shoulders up and on the back. There's the tricep, yes. Back of the arms getting a ton of work there. The minute we bend that elbow just a little bit. And then slowly release and put the arms down. Take a breath. Okay, now step on one side. Get it underneath your foot pretty good. Yeah, sorry, I can't see you very good.
Inside or outside?
It's just stepped. Yeah, it's coming on the inside. Okay. Now we're gonna take the other hand, palm up, holding it, and then you're gonna turn the palm. Yeah. Here, hold it here, just like that. Make a fist, turn your palm over, and then you're gonna reach and pull the knuckles. Yeah, you got it. There. And then you don't have to grip. You don't try and grip this. And you're just gonna pull up and away. Slightly bend the elbow, pull the shoulders on the back. Yeah, breathe. Yeah, feel the quake going on, and release. Okay, so make sure that from here to here there's no stretch. My elbows bent, my hands right here. So go like this and pull more strap up, Tina. Yeah. Your hand is just right here, parallel with there you go. Okay, that's where you're going. That's where you're holding on to. Turn the palm over, same side, I know. And then knuckles towards yourself. So that, there you go. And pull it up. Better. Like this. How did you get funky?
I'm known for that.
Okay, start here. Okay, turn the palm over. This is good. This will be really good for the recording, right? And then knuckles back. Yeah, there you got it. And then reach it up. Yeah, Goes where you can, breathing. Now, in this position, slight bend on this elbow is going to pull it into the shoulder more. Can you feel
I
that?
keep talking like physical therapist, and just like, this is what Michelle needs to do.
No! Pull the shoulders on the back. Find that slightly bent elbow, and then see if maybe, in yoga we talk about armpits. I don't think we talk about them any other place. Try to pull that. Yeah, that's that shoulder moving back using this part, and release. Shake it out. Yeah!
Next week.
Yeah. Say, okay, so you're gonna do almost like a backstroke, but do you know what they do with the backstroke? It comes elbow up first, so elbow up first, yes. Lift, because when you lift that elbow, the ribs go with it. So when you're swimming, they literally come out of the water here, and then they come here, and then they're actually pushing through the water. So they're coming up, and then they're pushing through the water. It's one of the most effective shoulder workouts you can do. And then release. Let's do this other side. Just come up and over. Like you were swimming the crawl. And then just shake it out. Wiggle. Because you know you have another side. Yay! Put the strap over on the other side. Plant it. Okay. You're finding, so it's basically flaccid, that there's no stretch to my palm, okay, right? And bring it so that it's through the thumb, okay? And then you make fist, turn it over, the strap comes out, turn the palm back. Yeah, flip the palm so that this is here. There you go. And up you go. Just hold it up. Hold it up. Bend the elbow slightly. Pull the shoulder on the back. Feel the armpit muscle. There's muscle in there, guys. Yeah, breathing, stretching, moving, not moving, holding. But finding the breath. Notice how, because that's intense and because they're starting to get maybe a little quaver in it, right? That your focus is, right? It's there. Yeah. And then release it down. Wiggle through. Breathe. Okay. We want to be able to reach those top shelves, right? Yeah. To open our car doors, to open the trunk, to lift some things. Here we go, second time. Palm. There you go. Fist, turn it over. So we don't wrap it around, and then here. There might be an easier way to get into that, but I found that that's the easiest way. Okay, Michelle, you're here. Go ahead. Yeah, okay, come back. Palm faces out. Take the strap, cross the thumb. Okay, make a fist. So it's, nope, there you go. Perfect. And then here. And then up. Oh, notice second time it's like, that's harder already. Yeah. Bend, and then there's little pulses here, just the tiniest. But I want you to feel armpit move back. Yeah. See if your head wants to do this, or if you can bring it back as well. Just the slightest little, can you feel not only the shoulder, can you feel the chest? Yes, yes. When was the last time we worked our chest muscles? And yeah, go ahead, come all the way up and release. And then some backstroke. Oh, shoulder. Let that elbow kind of lead the way. And then feel a little bit of a resistance as you push down and notice, I can create the resistance even without a strap by imagining there's a push down and then reverse that. So does that make sense? So we're going to kind of work again through the whole body today, just finding all those different places. Go ahead and roll through your shoulders, roll down. You are going to feel that right through here, yes. Let it roll all the way down. Let your chest come on your thighs, hang your head. And then just rock the head side to side. Shake it no. Shake it yes. And then just breathe. And slowly roll up. Beautifully done. Okay, so go ahead and loose the strap. I don't know if we're going to use that block today, but come to our back of your chair, right, for our stretch. Stretch it out. You should feel pretty good in your shoulders. So this should feel kind of nice. Yeah, we'll just walk back. Find that stretch. You bet. Bend your knees. Push your feet into the floor. Okay, that's an opposition type movement. Yes. Beautifully done. Stretch. Then go ahead. Inhale. Walk it back up. Exhale. Back down. Take a breath while you're here and inhale and then exhale. And then walk it back up. Inhale. And go back. Exhale. Bending the knees, finding the reach. Inhale and exhale. And walk it back in. Walk it back up. Inhale. And exhale, walk it back up. Beautifully done. Come back in. Just roll through those shoulders. Fabulous. And then go ahead and come back to your seat. All right, let's take some twists. Go ahead and take one arm up. The other arm goes here. That shoulder goes around. This hand comes to the thighs. Okay? We really use our blocks. Take your block and put it between your thighs. Squeeze. So there's a little bit of opposition here. As I squeeze the block this way, I'll actually get more rotation because that's being held in place. Curl that open. And then inhale back. Other side. Up. Come here. Shoulder around. And take the twist. Inhale here, maybe twist the rib cage a little more. Feel a hug in of the elbows will lift your chest. Go ahead and go side to side with your ears and release, coming back. So we're kind of doing 2 or 3 things at the same time. Inhale up, exhale hand, exhale shoulder. Inhale, go ahead and take the ear one direction and the other direction. And then see if you can feel this rib cage, the one that's towards the back of the chair. Pull it more towards the back of the chair. Inhale. Take your ear the other way. You're going to get a fabulous stretch. Chin to the chest. Chin to the sky. Look straight back forward and release. Inhale up. Exhale here. Shoulder up and over, take the rotation. Inhale here, go ahead and ear to shoulder and then ear to the other shoulder. And then feel the rib cage that's facing the back of the chair. It's your right, if you're in class, pull it around. Breathe and release. Beautifully done. Fabulous work. Come back, we want to work our feet just a little bit because I feel like we only did a little bit of all work. So put the ball of your foot on the block, reach your heel to the floor, and take that forward lean, forearms on the thighs. Spread through your toes, push down through your heel. Take some deep breaths, close your eyes. Feel the stretch that's happening on the calf muscle. Feel the work that's going on in the ankle. Notice the push down of the ball of the foot into the block and the heel of the foot into the floor, into the mat. That stretch with our weight forward is creating some opposition. So that calf starts to sink. Go ahead and with your hands, your forearms on your thigh, come up and back down. come up and back down, come up and back down, and then come up and hold up, come back off, and just roll through those ankles. And then change sides. Ball of the foot, heel down, lean, okay? Find the push of the ball of the foot into the block, the push of the heel into the floor. Notice that just that pushing motion engages some muscles in your legs, okay? Breathing, celebrate that opposition, that tightening of that calf string. You might feel a little bit of a contracting of the front of the shin. And then go ahead and up and down. So when we play an instrument, okay, we tighten the string and then the bow comes across, okay? This movement, we're still pushing down and lifting up, pushing down and lifting up, and go ahead and lift. So when we work, we're looking for, the directional movement. This kind of movement while we move. Okay, a grounding down with our feet, a lifting up with our spine while we walk, right? A grounding down with our sit bones, a lifting up while we sit. Okay, so we'll work on this more, but that whole concept of using our body, it is an instrument. Go ahead and release and shake through those, okay? We are towards the end of class. I want to make sure you have a really good rest at the end, but I want to take some twists as we end, okay? So come up, we're gonna move through these and roll here, taking the twist, and then inhale both arms up and roll the other way. I'm not too worried about the legs right now. Inhale up. Okay, notice that the pull of the hand, the pull of this hand, the pull of this hand help move. So hold on and move the body because of the hold on. Inhale up, exhale, hold and move. Notice that you can maybe it's like it's not I just get there and I stop. It's I get there and I'm playing this body. How much more can I do? And come back in. Up we go again. Here. And find the movement, the rotation. Inhale up and here. And find the rotation. And then come back and add the block. And notice what changes on your pose here. Squeeze the block. Inhale up, the exact same thing. Take the twist, squeeze the block, and notice, oh my gosh, my ribs move more. Inhale up, take the other direction, squeeze and feel the movement in those ribs. Inhale up and squeeze and move. Exhale, inhale up and squeeze. One more each side. Inhale up and squeeze and rotate. Inhale up and squeeze the block and rotate and come back to center. So when we have the press of the opposition, right? And then our hands are doing the opposition. And then I'm just playing my spine. I'm playing around it. Beautifully done. Go ahead and just roll up and down. Let yourself come back. Coming back in kind of the same movement we started. And then see if you can maybe barrel roll. This is funky, but you're gonna kind of go to the side and forward and back. So it's like you're trying to fill a barrel with your rib cage. And the head and the legs and the arms, they are just part of the movement. And then go ahead and go the other side. You'll find, at first you'll feel really awkward. And then you'll start to go, that feels so good. Okay, and then come back, hold it forward, come to the very edge of your seat. Lean a little forward, and you're just gonna shift, it's my hips that are moving. kind of back and forth, almost like I'm trying to hula, but it's more back and forward than up and down. Does that make sense? So my knees go back and forth. I'm moving. That is the motion of walking in the sacrum, okay? So using those sacral muscles to do a little bit of that walking. Then I want you to push your feet into the floor. Grab your block again. Hold on to the block. Same motion. I've got this. Push down into your seat. You can even use your hands here and pull and move. And notice what happens. It changes the movement. Push down into your feet to move. Find that resistance, that opposition. Notice that you can't move as freely here, but it's actually a really safe movement for the sacrum. Okay, and release. Nicely done. Just pause. Notice the spine from the last few things that we've done with it. Is it sore or is it just warm and tingly? If it's warm and tingly, make sure that if it does get sore later, because you've moved muscles we haven't really worked that sacrum much, then you find that action. These chairs are perfect, and I'll turn to the side so that you can see this. Grab this block. It's going to go right here and then right on that sacrum. We do this on the floor all the time. Okay, push back into the sacrum. Just push into that block. And then, can you feel that? Ooh, it feels good, doesn't it? Yes, no, maybe so. Just move a little bit up and down. A little bit of, just find that block moving. Maybe you move it up just a little bit higher. Maybe you move it down just a little bit. Maybe you pull it this way so that it's long ways here. Because that, right on that sacrum, is fabulous. And then just lean back into it. So oftentimes, and when we next month go back to where we're getting onto the mat if we want to, okay, then this. Just feel the pressure gone on that sacrum right here. Pushing into there, it's going into the chair, and that reverberates back. That's Newton's law. That's what we've been playing with. Use your feet, make your knees, don't let them be here. Move them wider. Push down and forward with your feet. Yeah. Find that sensation and let it help you sit up straight. You don't want around here, try it. It feels awkward. So you're pushing into those feet, using those feet to engage that sacrum. To push into those, they're the tiniest little muscles back there. And the joint is like a hinge joint. And you have two of them on either side. And they're meant to move like this, but we don't just move them like that. We go like this, pull them out. And then oftentimes you'll do this, and then you go back in, and the nerve gets clipped in there with it. And you're like, I'm tiny, right? This is fabulous work, okay, to just find that. Take a couple of deep breaths. You can keep it in for Shavasana if you want. I've often done, if you're on the floor doing this, and I'll just show you. You put it long way or sideways, and your sacrum comes right up on it. And you can actually just even lift the legs up in the air, and then all of a sudden, all that pressure. Okay, we'll do that later, unless Michelle wants to do it right now. She's like, I'm doing that right now. I gotta try it. Okay, it is a fabulous release. Okay, we're ready to go into Shavasana, and you can totally stay there, Michelle. Make sure it's not on the low back; it's on the sacrum. Yeah, so you just kind of get it right there. I just have to couple up.
Where's the sacrum?
Where's the sacrum? It's right here. Right in between those hip sockets. There you go. Perfect. So you usually have some of your rear end hanging off one end of it. okay? And it's just right there.
So,
Yeah. So.
so, maybe Michelle, are you? Good job, but not me.
So, pause and just notice. Close your eyes. Do you feel better for the work you've done today? Yeah. You're worth that. Did you lift your legs in the air at all, Michelle? That's called waterfall pose. Yeah. Yeah. You recognize when you've got it right in the right place and not. So, as we end class, okay, you've got your block. I'm going to give you bolsters. So you're welcome to stay. Do you want one of your knees? It's already on. I don't want to use this. And I'll turn off the lights for Michelle. Just hang over that bolster. Breathing deeply. Yeah. Do you want a block? You don't need the block if you've got the bolster, unless you want it. Yeah. The bolster's a little easier to Shavasana than the block. Just pulling up over, finding a way. If your arms start to go numb there, you can totally bend them and bring them back. But you're just relaxing the spine in this seat, breathing deeply. Letting the body, the playing, the effect of the music. Have you ever been at a concert? And I'm going to plug Lamb of God. It's a
Oh my gosh,
so amazing.
it's still, well, I think it was played through the day.
I don't know. I didn't check, but go.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Is it only on? It's at the theater.
it's at the theater.
But you think they might
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Which one did you go to?
I went down to Megaplex, Thanksgiving Point.
Megaplex, Thanksgiving.
They had it at Cinemark too.
Oh, it's so good.
I'll go again if you want to go. The music is phenomenal, but the analogy is, after a concert, after the music plays, and you're just there, and you still feel that energy, that vibration running through you. Because of the effect of even singers, we warm up our throats when we sing, and then we blend the harmony, but there's a pull up of the pelvic floor, and there's a pull down of the diaphragm, and there's this oppositional movement to let that sound come out, that tuning. So we've been tuning our bodies all class long. So breathing deeply, letting everything go, just notice the effect of what your body has felt because of the movement you did today. I'm going to let you end just in Shavasana. So if you have the opportunity to stay a little longer at home, do so. If you need to come out gently, I understand. But the light, the goodness, the greatness, the divinity within myself sees the light, the goodness, the greatness, and the divinity within each of you. And I bow to that divinity and that light. Namaste.